On October 22, 2020, Chibson USA unveiled the BC Chib Warlocking Guitars to the world. The premise was simple: two functioning guitars shaped like two puzzle pieces that could actually interlock. We knew the idea of an interlocking guitar was crazy, but we never could have imagined that making it real would take our concept halfway around the world. The Chib Challenge is an open challenge for guitar builders to put both their skills and creativity to the test by taking an original Chibson USA design and attempt to bring that instrument to life. Once completed, a team of experts are assembled to inspect and test the instruments to find out if they actually pass the Chib Challenge. But first, we should get to know a little bit more about our Chib challengers, Paoletti Guitars. We spoke with Filippo of Paoletti Guitars, and this is what he had to say.
Regarding Paoletti Guitars, we are a guitar manufacturer company based in Tuscany, Italy. The reason why Paoletti Guitars are known in the world because of the wood that we use for the bodies, which is chestnut wood. Old chestnut wood from wine barrels. The kind of wood that we use is a kind of unique. So we are the only company in the world that is manufacturing guitars out of this wood.
How did Paoletti Guitars decide on the puzzle piece design?
It's something that grabbed our attention. We wanted just to try making something happen in the weirdest possibilities. We tried many other projects of your page, but the Warlocking guitar is something that we love from the very beginning.
After months of waiting patiently, Paoletti's shipment finally arrived at the Chibson headquarters, and the first order of business was to unbox and photograph the instruments. My first impressions out of the box were that both of the guitars felt substantial in weight, and the contours of the puzzle piece made it easy to handle. Being sort of a dummy when it comes to guitars, I knew the next thing we had to do was to get these instruments over to an expert for an in-depth analysis. The obvious choice was Mike over at East Bay Guitar Repair in Oakland, California.
Hi. There he is.
Mike had previously helped out with the Chibson Burst, and as a trained luthier himself, I knew he would be able to spot key details that I might overlook. So your first impressions of this particular guitar, what's the first thing that stands out?
Yeah, I'm sorry. All I can think about is if this is going to fit with another piece, if it's missing a little brother or sister that's going to complement it.
Let's break out the other guitar. Let's see if they fit. And then from there, we'll plug them up.
These definitely go together.
So I'm gonna snap this down.
You know, that is a tight fit. You can't ask for a tighter fit with guitars like these. The tone is just gonna sparkle when you have something like this.
I was gonna say these guitars weren't meant to be played together, but if they were, say, designed to be played together, do you think that would even be possible?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Do you think a guy like Michelangelo Batio could play something like this?
Better than most, but I really couldn't guarantee it.
Shred guitar pioneer Michelangelo Batio is widely known for his two-handed approach to guitar playing, made famous on his custom double and quad-necked guitars. The obvious difference between the Warlocking guitars and Batio's double neck is the location where the bodies join together.
I came up with the idea because when a person plays a guitar, they don't play it at a 90-degree angle. If a right-handed guitar player plays like this, that angle has to be the same left-handed.
The Warlocking guitars join perpendicularly, whereas Batio's guitars are mirrored, making simultaneous play far more approachable. So Mike, how long have you been doing East Bay Guitar Repair?
Been about 10 years now.
Where does the Paoletti puzzle piece guitar fit in?
Top 3, without a doubt, top 3, yeah. You really don't expect this kind of sound to come out of this kind of guitar.
Over the next hour, Mike and I continued to inspect the instruments, making notes on the construction, the paint job, and the neck. Do you feel, as far as weight, first off, does it smell like wine?
It does. A lot of subtle notes.
First thoughts on the neck?
It's got good girth to it, that's for sure. I love a girthy neck.
Mike would soon begin dropping hints about leaving the guitars with him for a closer examination, and I would have to let him know that I'd be traveling to Los Angeles to meet up with famed YouTuber and musician Dovydas for a second opinion on the Warlocking guitars. There we go. Whoa. Too far.
Too far.
There. Oh, there it is. God. That's the puzzle. Dovydas, who built a huge online following with over 1.5 million subscribers, is a musical virtuoso known for his impromptu live performances and his ability to create songs out of thin air.
Would you want to try one and see, how it plays?
Yeah.
If it chips.
The next chip challenge test for the Warlocking Guitars was to see if they actually would inspire Dovydas musically in some way. After successfully demonstrating his improvisation abilities on the Warlocking puzzle piece guitar, Dovydas and I took a quick dip in the pool before I headed back to the Chibson HQ to meet up with Dave Rude of the legendary rock group Tesla. Dave, who has spent the better part of his life on the road playing guitar with the band, would be the third and final expert to judge Paoletti's work on the puzzle piece guitars. Once Dave had an opportunity to get a feel for the instruments, it would be my turn to ask some hard-hitting questions about the Warlocking guitars.
Could you imagine yourself when you're playing live, if you have like a tech or something, like they hand you a guitar and trying to switch up for a different song? What if they swapped that out one day and they handed you this instead of flying?
Like in the dark?
Yeah, just like, you're like, all right, I gotta go.
Band starting, kid.
Yeah. The song, 1, 2, right?
I'm playing a puzzle piece, I guess, for that song.
Do you think the puzzle piece would hold up, like live, like compared to?
Yeah. I mean, killer guitar.
You write a lot of riffs, and I imagine certain guitars that you play. Like certain guitars like evoke riffs. And you're like, dude, I can just sit here and tread on that. And I know I'm putting you on the spot. Does that puzzle piece guitar immediately just evoke?
It's just, the riffs, they're already pouring out.
Yeah? It's like you just...
I can imagine them.
Right.
They fit together well.
I can imagine also getting involved.
I mean, there's a lot of rock moves where you could end up like, oh!
Yeah. And there's another lawsuit. Trying to figure out did they rise to the occasion of the Chib challenge? I think they did.
Absolutely. I mean, like they turned a meme into reality. That takes some skill, man, and like they actually fit together. That's pretty cool. We gotta be the only one in the world, right?
I think.
Hold some kind of title like that.
I think the value's probably
skyrocketing.
Probably going up. You've seen a ton of guitars. When you're like on the road, do you ever go to like shops and stuff and like try out used gear and stuff?
Every day.
Right.
It's crazy.
Say you walk into a shop and there's a 63, this and there's a that, and then old puzzle pieces in there.
I'd definitely pull it off the wall.
Would you pull it off the wall?
Oh, hell yeah. Like, I mean, come on. You gotta try a puzzle guitar.
Thanks to our team of experts, Dave Rude, Dovydas, and Mike from East Bay Guitar Repair, we were able to come to a clear consensus about Paoletti's take on the puzzle piece Warlocking guitars. Everyone agreed that the construction and playability of the guitars were beyond expectation and accurate to the original design. Staying true to Chibson's initial drawings, the puzzle piece guitars struggled to sit properly in a stand, which earned extra points during the judging. All of the Chib Challenge experts agreed that the guitars had the power to evoke riffs. In the end, we were able to determine beyond a shadow of a doubt that Paoletti's take on Chibson's Warlocking guitars did, in fact, pass the Chib Challenge. To learn more about Paoletti Guitars, be sure to head over to paolettiguitars.com. My name is Jason USA for Chibson USA. We'll see you on the next Chib Challenge.